Like, Giants fans, would you want Aaron Rodgers right now? Tell me the truth. Would you want Aaron Rodgers right now, or do you feel happier with Daniel Jones? Giants fans, where you at? Where you at, Giants fans? I mean, not all Giants fans. I know there are some of you that still believed in this team, but last week I said, hey, if you guys believe that the Giants are the Titanic heading for an iceberg, then get off the ship. Go get in the lifeboats with the women and children if that's what you really think. If you don't want to be a part of this train wreck, then go away. Because we don't need that kind of negativity here. Because make room for the fans that actually believe. And the fans that believe that are still on this boat is now a booze cruise, man. We're going to be sailing into this week. Excited about this victory, excited about the future of this team, and excited that Daniel Jones is a part of it, and excited that no matter who is out for this team, whether it be Malik Neighbors or Devin Singletary or, name whoever, the Giants are going to have a game plan, and they're going to have the players in place to be able to make that game plan work. And that's what the Giants did today against the Seattle Seahawks in one of the most notoriously rough places to play for teams in Seattle, because their fan base is so passionate and they're so loud that it makes it so difficult for opposing offenses to be able to function. Well, Giants fans showed up today. The ones that chose to stay on the boat were there today. And now all you guys that are going to be trapped out at sea because you chose to jump ship, you chose to just give up on the season and just relegate yourself to waiting for a rookie quarterback that may or may not be good. Let me ask you this, you non-believers out there. Will a rookie quarterback catch the ball for Wan'Dale Robinson? Will he catch the ball for Darius Slayton? Will he catch the ball for Malik Neighbors? Will he stop running backs from fumbling the ball on the goal line? Will he stop our defense from giving up, 70, 80 yards within 2 minutes when all you have to do is just hold on to your lead? Someone that hasn't proven to be able to do that in the NFL at all. Look, there was a lot of Giants fans in the 2022 draft that really wanted a wide receiver, and we ended up getting Deonte Banks instead. And look, Deonte Banks is Deonte Banks. That's not really about him. But look, we ended up getting Malik Neighbors the very next year. So it doesn't even matter even if you don't get your quarterback this year. That doesn't mean it's not setting us up for success in the future, because we might actually be able to get someone who's even better. So why don't you just root for this team? Root for the team. They've just proven to everybody that they were able to win games. The fact that we went all the way to Seattle, flew all the way across the country, and played in one of the hardest stadiums in the world to play. And don't let the score fool you. This game shouldn't have been as close as it was. That fumble on the goal line, he crossed the plane before he let go of the ball. That should have been a touchdown. That shouldn't have been a 99 or 101 yard return. That's ridiculous. The Giants were absolutely dominant today. They were dominant in the run game. They were dominant in the receiving game. They were dominant on the line of scrimmage, on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Our offensive line was immaculate today. Carmen Brasilia was probably the MVP of this team. Turned a unit that was one of the worst in NFL history. Literally only a few sacks away from being the worst in NFL history. And he takes those exact same players and he turns them into a functioning unit. Not only a functioning unit, but probably a top 5 unit. At least in pass protection, we're a top 5 unit. And we were going up against Giants, Leonard Williams, and a lot of Seahawks fans were talking up Leonard Williams, saying how many pressures and this, that, and the other he had. But our offensive line was dominant today. Our defensive line was dominant today. Now look, Brian Burns, we've had our criticisms of him because we paid him so much money, and he hasn't really showed out. Well, he had a couple really good plays today. He tipped a few balls. He got that crucial sack on third down. Kayvon looked good today. Dexter Lawrence is on pace currently for 18 or 19 sacks on the season. He already has 7 sacks and it's only been 5 games. He has either 7 or 8 sacks and it's only been 5 games. This team's got some dogs. like this team, if we're able to play like this and just play complementary football, that's been our problem. It's like it's either our offense is good and our defense lets us down, or our offense and defense are good, or like our special team lets us down, or sometimes our offense just can't even move the ball at all. And Brian Daboll has really proven that he's able, no matter who's on the team, he's going to be able to like anoint somebody on this offense and be like, okay, you're the guy today. You're getting, 12, 13 targets today, and you're just going to go off. That's what happened with Malik Nabers over the first 4 weeks of the season, and that's what just happened with Darius Slayton. Now, you can obviously tell Darius Slayton is not in the league of a Malik Nabers, but there was complementary football. Like I said, our receiving game was working. Our runs were setting up the passes, and our passes were setting up the runs. Let's go through some of these stats that we had, and we'll start with everybody's favorite player on the team, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was 23 of 34 for 257 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then in the receiving game, we have Darius Slayton. Like I said, he had 11 targets, caught 8 of them for 122 yards and a touchdown. Wan'Dale Robinson, 9 targets, caught 6 of them for 36 yards and a touchdown. And look, we even got to see a little bit of Theo Johnson today. He caught 5 for 5 for 48. I mean, that's a guy that's just moving the chains, right? He was averaging 10 yards a catch. Like that is like a perfect tight end. That's exactly what you want. And he looks like he's been a plus in the blocking department as well. So if you can have a guy that's going to be able to reliably go out and catch balls on third down like that, he's going to be a huge asset to this team in the future. And tight end is one of the hardest positions to transition to in the NFL to begin with. And guys usually don't even break out until after their rookie contract. That's why you see a lot of these guys that won't get their 5th-year options picked up, and then they'll be traded somewhere, and then all of a sudden they go off, i.e. like an Evan Ingram, or take your pick. There's plenty to choose from. I mean, this offense looks like it's been built on yak, and then you also have guys, like I said, in like Daniel Bellinger or Theo Johnson that are out there and just be bodies and just basically jump over everybody else and make those tough catches. And then we can have those guys get underneath like a Wan'Dale Robinson or an Eric Gray or a Tyrone Tracy, and they're able to do all their damage underneath. And then you can have like didn't see Hyatt today. That's weird. I almost didn't bring that up. I was looking at these stats and I don't see Hyatt's name on there. You would think with the Malik Nabers injury that we would be featuring Hyatt a lot more than we have. And this was supposed to be kind of like a breakout game for him, where he was, like he's a player where you'd want to utilize his skill set if someone like I said, Nabers is out. But no, he was kind of a non-factor out there. I don't really remember even see him. I don't even think he got a target this game, which is odd. I do remember seeing him because he drew a few penalties, but it's just so weird that this guy that we traded up, we gave up a lot of assets to trade up for this guy in the 3rd round a year ago, and the fact that we haven't utilized him at all this year, when there was reports coming out of training camp that he's one of the hardest working guys. He's really improved since last year, and he's been working on his route running, and a lot of the assistant coaches and the beat writers for the Giants have been really been speaking very candidly that they've been really impressed with his progress from last year. And he was listed as the number 2 going into the season, and or in the post or the preseason, he's been listed as the number 2, and then all of a sudden, like a week before the season starts, he just drops out and goes to like the fourth wide receiver on the depth chart. It's just odd. It's like what did I wonder if Daboll and Hyatt have had some kind of had it out with each other? I don't know. It just seems really weird that that the team would invest a lot of assets into acquiring you, and then the skill set that you have you think would be like really valuable to someone like Brian Daboll, and the fact that he's not being utilized really at all and not even being targeted in these games is just absolutely wild. It's just everything went from like I said, he was number 2 on the depth chart. He was number 2, and then all of a sudden, like a few weeks before the season starts, it's just now, instead of playing with the first team, now he's playing with like the 3rd team. Something's off there. Something's off, and that kind of totally lost track about what I was talking. Oh, I was going over the stats. Yeah, receiving stats. Anyway, that was my Jalen Hyatt rant. And let's talk about the rushing in this game. And I don't know if I've mentioned it yet, but I believe that Tyrone Tracy is the best running back on this team. And I said it in the preseason when I saw him play for the first time. He's obviously more elusive. He's bigger, and I think he has more power than someone like Devin Singletary. And I think that he gives this team the best chances to win. And there was a quote that he said in the offseason that, you know, he's one of those running backs that he just needs to get into a rhythm. So like the more you feed him, like the more he's going to produce. And you notice that like in the last games, like he might get a touch or two, but like it would, you know, if you're only getting one carry a game, like you can't really expect him to you know, make crazy runs or whatever. But now that he was able to have the security of being the starter and get into a rhythm, man, he really showed out today, and it shows in his stats too. Not only did it pass the eye test, and not only that we won the game, but let's look at some of these stats. So he had 18 carries for 129 yards, averaged 7 yards a carry. 7 yards a carry, and his longest run of the day was 27 yards. But he's not necessarily a burner. He's more of like a he's really like a power back. Like he's a tall guy. I think he's like 6'3", and he's 230, 240, and he's a bigger dude. And like I just feel like, you know, he's got fresher legs. He's a younger guy. He transitioned from wide receiver, you know, in college, so he has the experience of being able to run routes and having ball skills to be able to use on screens, or even throwing them in the slot, or sending them out wide from time to time. Like Tyrone Tracy's a really exciting player for this New York Giants team, and I'm happy that he's got this opportunity to really show everybody what he has, because I think that was probably one of the best picks that the Giants had in this 2024 NFL draft. So, but it's good to be a Giants fan right now. It posted the I don't know if it's like ESPN or who, someone's analysts, where they, you know, the NFL will post like their post game previews, and then they put on the screen the picks, and they were all for the Seahawks. And the Seahawks were confident as well. Like you'd hear their fans saying like this is definitely going to be a get right game for them. And I know a lot of Giants fans, especially with the news that Neighbors wasn't going to be playing, not a lot of fans had hope for this team going into this game. And it was just so nice to be able to see the Giants come back from that much adversity of not only losing one of their best players, having to fly across the country, and then starting the game off like that, where literally you're inches from success, and then it all gets ripped away from you, and all the momentum goes somewhere else, or goes the other way to the opposing team. And to see them rally with that, and trust in each other, and trust the coaching, and trust, you know, DJ trusting the offensive line, and trusting that his playmakers were going to make plays. It was really good to see. It was really good to see. I'm really proud of this team. I'm proud of Daniel Jones. I'm proud of the fans that showed up in Seattle and rooted for this game, and were showing their support, and not listening to these negative channels that are all, you know, or people on Twitter or whatever that are just preaching nothing but doom and gloom, you know, and that we have no shot this year. You know, the NFL's had a lot of parity this year. It's kind of weird. The NFL is like surprisingly really, really even. I feel like we can go toe to toe with anybody on our schedule, and that includes people in our division. Like I don't fear the Commanders, I don't fear the Cowboys, and I don't fear the Eagles. I don't fear anybody. And those times where we played, like, you know, we should have beat it's woulda, shoulda, coulda, right? Like I'm not gonna make excuses. We lost the game, an L's an L, but we had the opportunity to win that game versus the Commanders in week 2. If only we had a kicker. Like we were literally just a kicker away. We beat ourselves. Against the Cowboys, there were some questionable officiating in that game that really made me question whether or not the NFL is rigged, when you have players like Daniel Bellinger getting ripped to the ground by his face mask, and then we get the 15-yard penalty for that. You know, you get touchdown passes, or, you know, things called back from really questionable officiating on both sides. But it's just, this team is talented, and it really just, like, a few flags go our way, like we probably would be a 4-1 team right now. I would say like I said, I don't want to make excuses, but it seems like really the only team that gave us any issues were the Vikings, and they're undefeated right now. And they just beat the Jets. They just spanked the Jets. And Aaron Rodgers, who was supposed to be freaking football Jesus. Like, Giants fans, would you want Aaron Rodgers right now? Tell me the truth. Would you want Aaron Rodgers right now, or do you feel happier with Daniel Jones? Or do you feel like Daniel Jones would be able to rally this team and rally this offense? Because I see Daniel Jones dapping up, his teammates on the sidelines, talking to Dable and, cheering on the defense and whatnot. Do you ever see that crap from Aaron Rodgers? Like, notice what you have in quarterback right now. A dude that literally puts everything on the line for this team. DJ had some angry runs this game, and it was awesome to see where he was running over guys and then standing over them like very disrespectfully. If that guy's willing to go to war after everything that people have been saying about him from this fan base, man, like, that's respectable. If anything, you should be able to say you can respect Daniel Jones, and he's a tough SOB. Because that dude, like I said, puts his heart and soul on the line every week for this team. And every time people just count him out. Daniel Jones, the players that we had out in the field today, that's what Daniel Jones has had his whole career. So it's not like losing Neighbors is like, I mean, he's used to it. And then with Dable's complimentary play calling, he was able to scheme certain guys open and make things easy on his quarterback. And our offensive line gave him both time to do it. And our defensive line, like I said, played amazing today. Proud of this team, and I'm excited to play. I believe our next game is prime time, right? I'll have to go ahead and check, but yeah, like I said, proud of this team, proud of where we're going and in the direction that we're going. Because and like I've said in multiple videos so far, I'm okay with losing. I'm just not okay with being competitive. I'm not okay with showing growth. And the Giants has been showing growth every week this year. So until I start seeing regression or just some blatantly avoidable or questionable decision making or questionable effort, then that's when I'm going to start getting on people. But until then, like, I'm going to be standing with this team, and the only time I'm going to be adversarial is because I want to motivate them to live up to their potential. So I'm going to leave this video here, guys. Appreciate everybody stopping in. If you're an NFL fan, if you're a Giants fan, if you're a Seahawks fan, appreciate you all stopping by. And if you're interested in my content, go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave me a comment letting me know what you guys thought about this game, and what were your experiences. What are your hopes for the rest of this Giants team? Do you want us to lose more games? Is there a certain player that you're hoping that we can get in the draft, or who's your favorite player on the Giants? Just let me know. Like I said, appreciate everybody stopping in today. Really means a lot. We're a small channel, but we're just getting better every week, and appreciate you guys helping me grow. So with that, I'll leave it there. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.